And at number 10, Florence Peugh. The clear frontrunner for the role is easily Little Women star Florence Peugh. Some could even argue that Little Women is the perfect audition for this role. In that movie, Peugh looked like the spitting image of Madonna on many occasions. Secondly, Peugh was able to turn the role of side character Amy March into the breakout star of the film. It's clear she's able to play tough and unique roles, with Peugh starring in movies like Little Drummer Girl or Midsummer. Lastly, Peugh can also sing, and she's pretty good to boot. Before she was a well-known actress, Peugh tried to make it as a singer under the stage name Flossie Rose. She also played many different accents in her career, so nailing Madonna's accent should be easy. Lastly, Peugh is the only actress in contention that is an Oscar nominee, so she might be the only one able to still be true to the character if Madonna directs and co-writes the plot. According to reports, Madonna initially was after Florence Pugh to portray her, but her team is still auditioning a number of names to see who can best pull off a bad girl attitude. And at number 9, Julia Gardner. Another top contender for the role is Inventing Anna star Julia Gardner. It's been rumored that her and Florence are neck and neck to play this role. When Gardner was on Watch What Happens Live the other week, she was asked if she was in talks to play this role. The actress very coyly responded, "You know as much as I do." Because clearly if she is playing the role, she's not allowed to announce it at this time. Host Andy Cohen then pointed out that Madonna followed Gardner on Instagram, insisting it would be brilliant if it were to happen. After these reports gained tons of traction, an insider with the film commented, saying, quote, "Realistically, there are only a couple of people in town who could pull off this role." Adding, quote, "The bosses who are helping put the movie together want Florence, and nobody doubts that she could be amazing. On the other hand, fans and the press have already weighed in, and from that perspective, Julia is the frontrunner, because she is such a dead ringer for early career Madonna. Still, there are serious politics and scheduling issues in the way of Julia landing the part. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but clearly there are big hiccups for Gardner to get over to get the part." And at number 8, Alexa Demie. Multiple members of the Euphoria cast have auditioned for the coveted role, including Sydney Sweeney and Barbie Ferreira. But Alexa Demie seems to be the only one with a real shot, considering she can actually sing. Recently, music from Alexa's failed music career has come to light, and even though she can sing, many fans think it's a good thing she stopped seriously pursuing it. Alexa is the most well known for her role as Maddie Perez in Euphoria. This could be a huge hindrance, because fans might not be able to see her as anything but Maddie. Casting director Carmen Cuba is running the search, and there are several high-profile names still in the running, according to the new report. The audition process is reportedly grueling and includes acting, dancing, and singing as requirements to get the role. The movie reportedly leads up to the 1990 Blonde Ambition tour, which will require plenty of singing and dancing.
Number 7, Michael Jackson. Seeing the two massive icons in pictures together seems like a fever dream sometimes. Jackson and Madonna were reportedly briefly an item in the early 90s, and the Queen of Pop once revealed that she had the best date ever with Jackson. The entertainment industry is really quick to assume relationships between the world's biggest stars when they are seen together, but Madonna actually confirmed the two were a real item in a 1991 interview. She asked him if he would like to be her date to the Oscars, and he accepted. She followed it up by saying, quote, "And then, yes, he took me home. You wanna know what happened after that? I'm not gonna tell you." During a 2016 interview with James Corden on his carpool karaoke, Madonna revealed that she did enjoy a fling with Michael, but he was shy when they kissed, and she had to loosen him up with a glass of Chardonnay. But what happened during their tryst is something that she has avoided talking about for a really long time, so it's a very real possibility that she's finally ready to uncover exactly what happened between them.
And at number 6, Emma Laird. Emma Laird is a British actress who's had roles in short films like From Life and In Conversation with a Goddess. She also starred in streaming series Mayor of Kingstown as Iris in 2021. She's coming up so fast in the acting world that she was listed as one of the top 10 Brits to watch in 2021 by Variety. Laird is another actress who is being considered for the role as Madonna. We have not heard much more about this other than Laird is being considered, so I think time will tell.
Number 5, David Lettermen. All celebrities have had their moments on live television, and Madonna has quite a few herself, but this one really takes the cake and deserves a place in her new film. On The Late Show with David Letterman, Madonna made one of the most memorable appearances on a talk show that made television history for how scandalous it was. The pop star came out ready to shock the world, cigar in hand and filter completely gone. David Letterman isn't easily fazed, but in 1994, Madonna managed to make him just the slightest bit uncomfortable. A minute into her appearance on The Late Show, the host began teasing Madonna about her sex life, saying, quote, "Kiss a guy in the audience," and she responded by calling him a sick F. before launching into a 20-minute long rant that was hardly PG. In fact, she said the F word a total of 14 times. And yes, there was even a moment where she told Lettermen to smell her underwear. It wasn't until 1996 that she revealed why she behaved that way. Quote, "The way he introduced me was derogatory. So my whole thing was like, okay, if that's how you want to play it, you cannot beat me at this game." Well, it's safe to say that she certainly did.
And at number 4, Sky Ferreira. Sky Ferreira is an American singer, songwriter, model, and actress, although she is much more well known for her music compared to other projects. She was discovered after she started uploading videos singing to MySpace. This led to her being signed by Parlophone in 2009. She's another person who's had an advantage because of her musical talents, but the acting might be a bit of a stretch. In terms of film roles, she's most known for her role as Casey in The Green Inferno, as well as playing Baby's mom in Baby Driver.
Number 3, Sean Penn. The violent nature of Madonna and Sean Penn's relationship was something that has mostly been speculation over the years. They first met on the set of Material Girl in 1985. Both of them had just gotten out of relationships and started off as friends. However, their platonic relationship quickly blossomed into a romantic one, and by August of 1985, the two tied the knot on Madonna's 27th birthday. Their relationship started off good, but things quickly got rocky due to Penn's unpredictable outbursts and temper. The actor was said to have a major jealous streak and would fly into fits of rage whenever he saw what looked like Madonna getting close to other men. Eventually, Madonna decided that she had had enough and she filed for divorce in December of 1987, later withdrawing the papers before filing again in January of 1989. It has been rumored that the singer suffered many years of verbal and physical violence from Penn, and that was the main reason for their divorce. But from what we know, it seems like the relationship was a traumatic one for Madonna, and the truth of it might need to be exposed in her biopic.
And at number 2, Sydney Sweeney. Euphoria's Sydney Sweeney is another star who has reportedly auditioned for the role, although it seems that Alexa Demie got farther than her co-stars Sydney and Barbie Ferreira. Sweeney is a fan favorite on the Euphoria cast, and her character Cassie was arguably the main character in season 2 of the show. Even though Sweeney is a talented actress, there are questions about whether she would be the best person for this role, especially since she has no singing experience. An insider close to the project said, quote, "Madonna's really only got one shot to get this right. Like with Elton John's Rocket Man, there isn't room for error. She's putting herself under serious pressure to find the perfect person." Filming is scheduled to start soon. 40 years after her debut single, Everybody came out in October of 1982. And finally, at number 1, Evan Rachel Wood. Evan Rachel Wood might not be your first choice when thinking about who could play Madonna, but she was the first choice for Weird Al Yankovic, who cast her as Madonna in his film. The Roku channel released a first look image of Evan Rachel Wood as Madonna in Weird, the Al Yankovic story, and it was a lot more spot on than I was expecting. The biopic will showcase the life and career of Weird Al, including when he famously parodied from Madonna's Like a Virgin, calling his version Like a Surgeon. Daniel Radcliffe plays Weird Al. The cast also includes Julianne Nicholson, Toby Huss, and Rainn Wilson. Wood explained how much fun she had in this role, writing on Instagram, quote, "The secret's out. I'm having way too much fun playing the iconic Madonna in the Roku channel's Weird the Al Yankovic story with Daniel Radcliffe."
Number 10, Guy Ritchie. Film director and Madonna's second ex-husband, Guy Ritchie, is a prominent relationship that she had throughout her career. The two met in the late 90s and they hit it off right away. The pair had a child in August of 2000 and were married not long after. He even ended up directing the music video that was so scandalous it was banned from MTV and VH1. The violent video, What It Feels Like for a Girl, featured shots of Madonna driving recklessly, robbing a guy at an ATM, and squirting police officers with a water gun. But things did not end well for the couple as they ultimately got divorced in 2008, and soon as it was publicly confirmed, the British tabloids had a field day when it came to pointing fingers about what went wrong in their relationship. There were rumors of Madonna having an affair with baseball star Alex Rodriguez, and the couple fought over adopting their son, David, from Malawi in 2006. And after that, the pop star was thrown from a horse on her 47th birthday, and she broke several bones. Guy basically abandoned her. Number 9, Puerto Rico. In 1993, Madonna was set to arrive in San Juan for a concert as a part of her girly show tour, but certain groups on the island were worried about Madonna's influence over the youth and demanded that the concert be cancelled. Even the the Puerto Rican government agreed that the singer was a bad influence on the kids, but the concert went ahead. For all the controversy, the tickets sold out instantly. But on the evening of the concert, several religious groups started protesting by singing hymns around the fans. So how did Madonna respond? Well, in a show of defiance, she rubbed the Puerto Rican flag on her crotch, further outraging the government and the protesters. This incident really played into her image because at the time, the more dangerous she was, the more people were interested in her. Everything she did had repercussions. Still, the whole incident was very scandalous, so her new biopic will probably touch on everything that went down in Puerto Rico. Number 8. Condemned by the Pope. Madonna's 1989 video for Like a Prayer, which featured her dancing in front of burning crosses and doing a bunch of other things that were thought of as too risky for its time. The song was initially used in a differently themed Pepsi ad starring Madonna, and she got $5 million for the planned endorsement deal. But after the video garnered controversy, including condemnation from the Vatican, Pepsi cancelled its contract with the singer. Religious groups called for boycott of the song, and even Pope John Paul II spoke out against it. Quote, "The video is blasphemy and insult because it shows immorals inside a church." This would mark the start of Madonna's lifelong fight with the Vatican and her complicated relationship with Catholicism, which was only just beginning. But the way she responded to all this is what made her a true icon. She actually walked the red carpet the next day in a bright red dress carrying a Coke can, and Pepsi still let her keep that initial $5 million that she was going to be paid for the commercial. There's probably so much that went on behind the scenes of this stunt that we really need to find out.
And at number 7, Odessa Young. Odessa Young is an Australian actress who has been recently making a splash in Hollywood. She's best known for her roles in feature films Looking for Grace and The Daughter in a Million Little Pieces. She's also acted in plays, making her off-Broadway debut in Days of Rage. Odessa has been included in the list of actresses that have been heavily considered for the role, although it seems she is currently behind huge names like Florence Peugh and Julia. It also doesn't seem like she has much experience with singing, so that might be a huge hurdle to overcome.
Number 6. Banned from the theater. This controversy is definitely one of the more recent ones that Madonna has been involved in, but it is nevertheless something that she might like to address in her biopic. She allegedly texted on her BlackBerry for the duration of a 2013 screening of 12 Years a Slave, resulting in her being banned from the Alamo Drafthouse theater chain. To make matters worse, when an audience member called her out on her behavior, she reportedly screamed, "It's for business," and called them an enslaver. Then in 2015, after she was caught texting from the front row of a performance of Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda personally banned Madonna from all future performances. Jonathan Groff, who played King George in the original run, spoke to Vulture about the incident. Quote, "That bee was on her phone. You couldn't miss it from the stage. It was a black void of the audience in front of us, and her face was there perfectly lit by the light of her iPhone through 3/4 of the show. You can't make this stuff up, it's just too bizarre." I mean, she's a queen, but she's always been really problematic.
Halfway number 5, Bebe Rexha. Uber talented singer Bebe Rexha is another woman who's gunning for the role, and she has an advantage with already being a pop star, making the dancing and singing the lead will have to do already part of her everyday life. The main hurdle for Rexha would be acting, because she has only acted in small roles in the past, and leading a huge film like this could be too much of a challenge. Rexha's most notable film role is in the movie Queen Pins, a crime comedy starring Kristen Bell. The movie is based on the true story of the biggest coupon scam in history. A source close to Rexha said, quote, "This is a perfect film for Bebe to be making her live-action film debut. She's an incredible talent and international superstar, and we love her for this role as an eccentric computer hacker who helps out her heroines with their coupon scam. We know she will add so much fun, talent, and personality to this cast."
Number 4. The infamous kiss. Anyone who didn't live under a rock knows where they were the night that Madonna shared her infamous onstage kiss with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, live at the 2003 VMAs. It was perhaps one of the most famous moments of controversy, and Madonna's second major unscripted moment at the MTV VMAs. She performed Like a Virgin in front of a wedding chapel on stage, where she then kissed Britney Spears full on the mouth, and then Christina Aguilera right after that. The camera then cuts to Justin Timberlake's stern expression, which is hilarious because he was dating Britney at the time. The double kiss made it one of Madonna's most notorious performances of all time, and it's clear that she's been pushing the envelope when it comes to displaying her sexuality. It's just another reason she's been able to maintain her icon status for so long. Interestingly enough, in an interview about the VMAs several years later, she actually said that she wouldn't kiss Britney again. So it begs begs the question, what really happened between the two of them?
And at number 3, Miley Cyrus. Is there anything that Miley Cyrus can't do? The answer is obviously no, in my opinion. After celebrity page Popcrave tweeted out the potential actresses that are in the running for the Madonna role, the comments were flooded with people arguing that Miley Cyrus is the best person for this role. These fans even included convincing photos showing Miley as Madonna, and they looked more alike than I expected. We know that Miley is a phenomenal actress and singer along with being an A-list celebrity, so she truly seems like the perfect fit. Who knows if all this hype surrounding Miley will make Madonna consider having Miley audition, although we have no idea if this is something Miley would even be interested in. Miley was actually asked about playing the role, and she responded, quote, "I think that's a huge compliment. I don't know, if she asked me I couldn't turn down Madonna, but Paris Jackson looks much more like Madonna. I'm the wrong pick."
Number 2, banned by MTV. The network just couldn't handle Madonna's Justify My Love music video, which included a racy group love scene with her then boyfriend Tony Ward, and several other young men and women. But Madonna was not just talented on the microphone, she was also very business savvy, and since MTV banned the video, she went on to release it as a VHS single, which was the first song ever to be released in that format. She knew that people would pay to see something that was too scandalous for mainstream TV, and boy was she right. The video went platinum 4 times over and sold more than 1 million copies. But it wasn't just about making money for her. When asked about the video in an interview on Nightline, she said, quote, "If we're going to have censorship, let's not be hypocrites about it. Let's not have double standards. We already have these videos that display degradation to women and violence that are played 24 hours a day, but yet they don't want a video playing that deals with sex between 2 consenting adults." That was so well said, it just goes to show you how ahead of her time she really was. And number 1, Tupac Shakur. Not many people know that Madonna and Tupac were in a secret romantic relationship. Yes, that's right, 2 of the biggest names in music history actually had a brief romance going on in the 90s. So we definitely do not think that this could be left out of the Madonna biopic. It all started when their paths crossed in the mid-90s and they were instantly drawn to each other. But the societal constraints of the time made it nearly impossible for them to break through the noise and explore their love for each other. The pop star had been famously tight-lipped about their romance and only confirmed it in March of 2015 that she as a rapper had been an item shortly before his death. But in July of 2017, a letter Tupac wrote to Madonna while at the Clinton Correctional Facility was put on auction and sold for more than $170,000. The letter dated all the way back to 1995 and delves into the factors behind their breakup and Tupac's innermost feelings about her. The whole thing reads like a Romeo and Juliet story in which star-crossed lovers have been torn apart due to political tensions and not just as a result of their own decisions.